Let's see who they got. They got Luka Doncic, Chauncey Billups. Oh, Chauncey's playing shooting guard? Chris Middleton, small forward. Tim Duncan and Chris Bosh.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just
I gotta change. Porzingis is covering Chris. I think he's covering Tim Duncan right now instead of Chris Bosh. I'll probably get rid of that.
Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony. We have David Aldridge on our sideline. And our special guest tonight, welcoming in Kenny the Jet Smith.
Oh, Kevin, man, great to be here. I hate being up in that studio sometimes. I love it down here, man.
We need you courtside.
Oh,
we
man,
need you
it feels
Oh,
courtside.
so much better being with you guys and the other two.
And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest.
So I started the league,
of
I started the season at
the
7.
Celtics. They're gaining on some of the teams above them.
So I've only
Trying
dropped
hard to
one
crack
since the
into that
season
top
started.
five.
And you know, for Boston, they're coming together probably slower than most people anticipated. But
Man, you think they would give them different warm-ups? What the hell? You got blue jerseys, but black and white
So let's
warm-ups.
take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. They've got Nowitzki. Jones is out there with Hardaway. Then it's Tatum, and it's Porzingis, and at the center, locking down the middle. And for Brooklyn, Chauncey Billups out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Duncan. Then there's Chris Bosh. And it's Middleton in at the small forward position.
Why they got
Kenny,
Bosh at
Timmy,
center
and
instead of
Kim Eyes want to
Duncan?
lead on both ends. Who do you think is the best all-around big man in the game right now?
Well, as great as Hakeem was, you know, Shaq was probably just the greatest ball handler as guys today. You know, you think about that, like Giannis and Embiid, those two come to mind. They probably would have gave it to Shaq, but he would have had his share.
And just fluid off the dribble. Great length to finish, and Hardaway attacking now with purpose.
Doncic against Hardaway. 5 on the clock. Out to Duncan. Over Tatum. Duncan misses. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Outside Tatum. Passes it to Nowitzki. He's looking for Hardaway and finds him. Here's Porzingis. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
That was weird, like a herky-jerky. It took me a while to get the ball to Porzingis. I don't know why.
It's an easy way to get some scoring. Which players do the best job of keeping possessions alive for the chance to get the second chance?
Second chance points, I would say Drummond, Steven Adams, and Cantor. Those are guys who are great offensive rebounders, and they get it done.
Don't forget Montrezl Harrell is another guy that's doing a great job.
Now here's Nowitzki. Chris Middleton unable to get his last shot to go. And the basket by Nowitzki.
Love the body control of Nowitzki. Even when the defense
Gotta find
is
those
on it,
mismatches.
he stays calm and in control.
Billups, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Back to Hardaway. On the wing, Jones. No good from outside.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Get out!
With the growth of the G League, guys, some have predicted the NBA will eventually expand the draft to more than 2 rounds or more players NBA ready.
Ooh. What a start. 8-0 run, baby. Let's go.
An athletic forward who dunks it with style. He's showing off his dunking ability right there.
And the first
You
time
smiling about?
called of the game for Brooklyn.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks. Yeah, the Nets head coach and I were able to chat. He's looking for his guys to put up a terrific performance tonight, especially at the defensive end. He said, we want to use our length and athleticism to protect the
Man, what is
make it
with
hard for shooters
this
to get
team's
clean
terrible.
looks. This is the first meeting of the season between these two.
Maybe their
Guys,
chemistry
we'll
is really
see how
low,
it comes
too.
out.
All right, DA, we appreciate it. They're focused on defense, Greg. We'll see how it plays out.
It's going to come down to hustle. And in this league, you have to be very quick to rotate when you're in help.
And that's why communication is so important. Guys have to talk to each other on the defensive end. I heard a coach once say that talking is energy, and energy is execution.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Yeah, you know, the defense had no answer for him. To do that kind of damage on the road, impressive.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Bosch. Anderson comes in for Chris Middleton. Ainge just checked in for Chauncey Billups. And it's Rivers in for Doncic. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Look at when you guys played. Kenny, you know, a ton of incredible guards, certainly during your time. Which players gave you the biggest fits when you tried to guard them? Who were the most difficult guys?
Well, you know, I didn't have to guard Jordan, but I know that a lot of people had Mike Mayers before they played him.
Mike Mayers. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Like guys like Dana Barris and Mahmoud, they were tough to guard, like because they were so small. They could get up under you, and you couldn't really pressure them at times.
It was always the guy.
All right, we're giving up. Now we're giving up offensive rebounds. We gotta stop going for the shot block and stay disciplined.
I hated to be guarded by him too. And then you know there were some guys that just had quirky games. Remember, was it Kevin Porter?
Oh, did you play against John Bagley?
Oh yeah.
Herky jerky guy.
A moment now to see the story on Tim Duncan. He's coming off an excellent season, 7th in blocks, and he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
Great anticipation and timing. That's how he ended up a top 10 shot blocker. First one falls for him.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
1:11 left in the first. Nets trail by 8. And here's Anderson. His last outing, he had 8 points. Now Rivers. 4 on the shot clock. The kick out to Anderson. From deep. And Boston with the rebound. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
The pass to Rivers. Back to Anderson. And they come right back with their own.
All right, Nick Anderson.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's Hughes. 11 points for him in that last game against Detroit.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the strike a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Celtics lead by 8. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
Looking at the top 5 picks in the 2018 draft, Kenny, all of them have shown good play, tremendous promise. But if you could choose one for your team, which one would it be?
Ooh, get that ball.
I mean, the Doncic and Young and Jackson and Ayton. And,
if I had to go over and pick it now,
I mean, there's so many of them.
Man, I'm going straight with Doncic.
I mean, there could be only one. It's not even close.
Yeah,
Doncic is the only guy on that list that, when it's all said and done, he's got a chance to be a top 10 all-time player.
Yeah, you know what he reminds me of? A more aggressive, deadlift shrimp.
Ooh, I think even more than that. To me, he's a combination. I heard Larry and Magic. He's a combination of Larry and LeBron. Because
I can see that.
Magic wasn't like the scorer that those two are. Like those guys are scorers.
Yeah, I get it.
And then great passing ability. And the other thing about him, he's a better athlete, and he's
Aw, man, who was that? Doc Rivers?
Special.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Rivers. Anderson is out there with Green. Then there's Ainge. And it's Duncan.
Nice look, baby. Nice look.
Yeah, I just love how alert Hughes is. Super talented guard who knows when one of his guys is open.
Timeout called, the Nets. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
What the hell was that?
Chris Bosh is checked
That was
in
weird.
for Green. Chris Middleton comes in for Anderson. Chauncey Billups checked in for Danny Ainge. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Rivers. Kenny, looking at the early returns on Luka Doncic, did you ever think he'd be this good, this fast?
No, it's impossible because, you know, as much as we could say we watched him play, he was not in our country. So I didn't get to see him play every day like I seen some of the other college kids. But once I saw him play, I was like, I would have taken him one. I did say that. I just on the film, I was like, if the film don't lie, I'd take him one.
That's the guy.
And remember, it wasn't like he was playing against kids.
Yeah.
Like the European leagues, those leagues are better than Division I basketball.
Those were men.
Those are men that a lot of those guys could play in our league. And to me, I think it speaks to the evolution of the game. Imagine a guy, he's the best 20-year-old I've ever seen.
Here's Doncic. He had 28 points in the win against Phoenix.
And his scoring's going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game. I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the back. That's a great way to find confidence. Always
In and out, baby, in and out.
To get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Duncan. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings.
Quiet
just
intensity.
Incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Get the ball.
That free throw good from Duncan. And so he makes both from the line. We're just over 2.5 minutes of second quarter. Tatum kicks to Jones. Outside, Porzingis. There's the three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Porzingis has got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here, defending the triple.
Middleton the pass to Doncic. Outside, Billups. Shot clock at 6. The kick out to Bosh.
Ah, I got it.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
Overcommitted to that.
Chauncey Billups looks to share the ball. He's a sturdy
I mean,
point guard
you
with
still
a
have to put the
great
ball on the
feel
floor. It's
for
not
when
that
his guys
it's not
are open.
terrible.
Hardaway passes to Nowitzki. Back to Hardaway. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. Takes the three. Unable to get that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Kenny, always fascinating to get your take. We sure appreciate you coming by.
Man, it's great to be here, man. Thanks for having me, man. Happy to be here. This is the best studio show up, but we got the best down here by the bottom.
Are they paying you well? Are they paying you well?
Not as well as y'all are. I tell you, not as well as y'all are.
And what an experience it was, Greg, to have Kenny joining us. You always know he's going to give you his honest opinion, which makes him so great.
Kevin, and throughout his playing days and now as a broadcaster, Kenny has never pulled any punches. He'll tell it to you like it is, and that's one reason he is so beloved.
And Hardaway, Penny Hardaway, boy, what a terrific passer he is. Great floor awareness and does an excellent job finding the open man.
Middleton the pass to Doncic. Jones against Phillips. Here's Duncan. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when Porzingis combines quickness with his reach, getting off the floor like that, he can block just about any shot.
Who's coming in? Darryl Dawkins. Why is he running that way? I think he was running sideways with it. I don't know, that was weird. That guy's wide open. Somebody get that guy?
Here's Middleton. No points in the game yet for him. It's 2-on-1. Here's Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
It's not a problem at all for Tatum to punch it down. Length and athleticism makes the flush an easy shot.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Boston Celtics. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you're in a good position here at the break. What do you tell your team to make sure they don't let up?
Well, I don't think it's about letting up or playing better, or it's just playing the right way. We just have to play good basketball. And we talked about it before the game. That's our goal going into the game. That doesn't change no matter what the score is. So that'll be the discussion at halftime.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. And joining us once again after his valiant attempt at live action analysis, it's Kenny Smith.
Back, Kenny. Oh, why? What are you laughing at? How you think it went, Kenny? Oh, it was fun, man. It went great, man. What do you guys think?
Good for you. I mean, if you're happy, we're happy for you, bud. It's good.
It was good, man.
They awesome. Loved it. It really was. It was really awesome, wasn't it, Shaq?
Ernie, remember when he...
Oh.
Damn, I shot 71%.
You were great.
The defense was great, too. Guys, I'm only up by 11.
I've never heard anything like it, really. Yeah. I mean, I mean that in a really nice way. It was awesome. Man, it was tremendous. You know, I think I'll never hear anything like that again in the history of broadcasting.
Kenny, you were so good.
Haters. And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Look at Eddie Jones. He's been playing really well.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, we got a couple of guys on fire. Like to see it.
And it probably has to happen quickly. On the court right now for the Celtics, Nowitzki is out there with Jason Tatum. Then there's Hardaway, and there's Porzingis, and it's Jones in at the two guard.
Good rebounds. Good rebound.
Lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
We got a mismatch. Yeah, we got a mismatch.
Pass to Porzingis. Over Middleton. And it's Porzingis.
Easy.
That time on the assist from Penny Hardaway. Porzingis has got the lead up to 13 now for Boston. Middleton against Tatum. Middleton the pass to Billups. Knocked away. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Porzingis. That one goes in. Porzingis has got 9.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs.
Duncan's too slow. Duncan's too slow.
No holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Bosh finds Duncan. Here's Doncic. Pass to Bosh.
What happened there, Nowitzki?
Goes to Doncic. Bosh has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. What the difference nowadays is
I meant to hit.
players have more say.
Meant to hit. Go to Nowitzki instead of Porzingis. Damn, that was terrible. I haven't done that a lot the last few games. I've not done that a lot.
When you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
That's it. The Celtic lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Doncic.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Ooh, that was a nice take. Nice take.
Just a single-digit lead. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter. Boston leading by 9. Hughes with it. To the middle. Here's Camby. Up and in on the layup. Camby's got his first bucket of the night.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points.
Out of bounds. What the hell? I got dribbled out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Boston takes possession.
And that's just another mistake. I mean, they've got it on autopilot, and they look totally dejected.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one.
I should have kicked it out to Nowitzki. Clearly.
He's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
The Nets making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Pass to Kim. And here is Hughes. Over Ain. Hughes, good. Hughes got 5 now.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offense.
Those are shots I got to hit more often.
The defense has really been kept off balance.
Those running
because
jumpers.
Of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have
Moving
been made
jumpers,
off an
meant to say.
assist.
Here's Rivers. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Celtics leading by 11. There's 1:17 left in the third.
I jumped too early. Oh, I still got it, though.
Camby.
In one.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, I tell you what, a long, intimidating defender who rebounds and blocks shots at a high rate gives you a ton of energy on the defensive end.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
The Nets making a switch here. Bosh is checked in, and both free throws good for Camby. Nets trail by 13.
Guessing he didn't take a lot of free throws last season for him to be over 90%.
Pass to Rivers. Anderson outside. Duncan against Camby. Tries from 10. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Duncan's got his third bucket of the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Offensive rebound. The pass to Zerbiak. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Got a little greedy there. Got a little greedy. I should have went back up with Camby.
They can't count on him to continue missing.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Duncan throws it down.
They're getting a lot of easy shots now.
7-1. Duncan is a problem in the paint. Outstanding with his extension there and just hammering it home.
Rivers again. Smith. The third quarter comes to a close. Boston on top, leading by 9. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Bum 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 bum. I don't think I've ever heard that song in the background before.
How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a two guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Celtics leading by 9. They've got Chris Middleton. Chris Bosh is out there with Duncan. Then there's Chauncey Billups.
Oh, easy.
It's Anderson in at the 2. So that's the lineup for
Easy.
Brooklyn.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Here's Duncan, and another shot. You know what? They battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And the basket by Tatum.
The assist totals
They didn't pay him power forward.
Continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
The 3 for Phillips. It's holding.
Ooh, get the rebound.
And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for Boston. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
Timeout called, the Nets. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
And there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table. But in reality, they got to fill roles, right? And, you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans.
Ooh, get out!
A deadly floor spacer
Damn it.
who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He said, do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
And so Bosh nails both of them.
You know, Chris Bosh offers a versatility that you got to love. I mean, a terrific big man who can sink it from deep and also does solid work on defense and can post you up as well.
Tatum kicks to Jones. Back to Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk.
Memorable. Keep that one in the career highlight reel for sure.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Phillips dishes to Doncic. The tray. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Nowitzki finds Porzingis. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. And the Celtics lead by 17.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Pass to Doncic. With the teardrop, that one falls.
And
Boy, such a soft release on this difficult shot. Doncic is a master at knowing how and when to use that shot.
And stolen by Billups. And now it's Billups running. He can go all the way. And that one drops. Billups is
that was like the slowest fast break ever.
Yeah, what a nice play. Just a coaster by himself off of that steal.
Outside Hardaway. And too long on the shot.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
Middleton the pass to Doncic. Buries the
And Doncic's on fire all of a sudden.
Doncic has got 9 points now in just the second half.
Boy, the take charge mentality of Doncic on display there. The quick fire approach demonstrates his confidence.
Pass to Jones. 6 on the shot clock. Over Billups.
Ooh, I needed that.
Rolls out. Nets trail by 10. Doncic outside. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Now here's Jones. Kicks to Hardaway. Porzingis feeling it out a bit. Inside. Fader on the way. And Nowitzki gets it to go down.
What a move.
The assist by Porzingis.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Celtics.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Porzingis.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
Bosh trying to free
And what was on in
softly drops
Luka is going crazy.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Outside Tatum. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Bosh. This one just all but in the books.
Yeah, too many points, not enough time.
And Duncan throws it down hard.
Boy, an array of jump shots there and post moves as well from Duncan, who's a very efficient scorer.
That's it. Game over, baby.
Outside Hardaway. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you later.